everybody, I'm Victoria Thurman Hall, and on Hairbusters today, I'm gonna take you through a technique that you might have seen on the internet. It has zigzag partings, really wide sections, designed to help give you efficiency in your time when you're doing your foiling. And today, I'm gonna do the technique and let you know if I give it the stamp of approval or call it busted. Let's get started with the technique. All right, I'm gonna use my tail comb, which is what they use the entire process. And I'm gonna come in, you see this really wide section, and then I am gonna draw my zigzags deeply throughout this entire section. I'm gonna pick it up, and I want you to see how deep those sections are. All the way from the back of the head, all the way through the front of the head. Then on the internet, I saw them take and use the tail comb and push down the hair, then take the hair strand, come all the way through, and push again, and push again. So now you can see I've still got really thick sections pulling from the back and the front. I feel like it's really important with this technique that you use a board. From the standpoint, these thick sections, you need to be able to saturate. So I placed my foil on top of the board, and here's a trick that I'm already gonna give you that I felt helped with saturation, is I went in and laid a little bit of my bleach, and I'm using Blonde Or, guys. I used a little bit of my Blonde Or right on my paddle to help secure the hair because of the thickness of the section. Now, before they put the paddle in, they actually take their tail comb and push it up into the middle of the section and kind of lock it in. So now I have my product ready to go, and see if I put my hand here, I can secure that a little bit easier, and I held it with my thumb. On the technique, they wound up coming in and doing these peaks where the zigzags are, but it winds up getting on your comb. So coming back through and fully saturating, you need to keep picking up product and use that paddle board and push it all the way through. So I'm gonna take and finish this, and now I wanna show you what the final result would look like on a pre-done doll. I'm gonna take this entire section about the width of what I did, and I just wanna remind you, with that really wide section, I wind up with these dark spots even into the front of the hairline. So for me, I feel like there's some modifications that you can make on this wonderful technique because I love the result, and you can really make it your own on your clients. Let me show you the results that I did, and then I'm gonna show you how we got there. So you'll see it's a little finer sections, and it's a lot closer to the root because I did it in 2 sections. Here's my modifications that I would recommend. Change out your combs. Instead of using your tail comb for making your teasing, why don't you go to a dedicated teasing comb? Let me show you how it looks. So I'm still gonna come in and take my sections, but instead of going all the way wide, I'm gonna shorten it up to about as wide as I can spread my fingers. So I'm gonna take my first section, doing my zigzag the same way, but now I've got a little bit of a smaller section. Now, instead of back combing this way, I like to back comb from the top. And instead of back combing, I kind of flick. So if you watch my hand, I just kind of flick, and that gets a lot of that surface area off, and then I can gently push back and it'll hold. It's a lot less hair than the other area, so saturation is gonna be a lot easier. I still am gonna use my board and use a foil, and the more hair they have, the more you can flick, or the less hair they have, you don't have to flick it as much. So here's my second modification with this technique that I think would be really helpful, especially towards the front of the hair when somebody's got a finer amount of hair. And I like this because although on a doll, I don't have that finer area, a lot of my clients really do have that fine hair in the front. So instead of doing a horizontal section, I might take a wider section here and do my zigzag to my 2-finger stretch. So I've got my zigzag, and here's where I might flick and really give me a little bit more cushion, so I maintain the depth around the front of their hairline. It also softens some of the linear lines that we had in the other techniques and gives them a little bit more diffusement of the lightness versus really heavy stripes, which can be a bad thing for somebody who has really fine hair. So that's my other modification. All right, so today we took you through the zigzag technique with the really wide partings. I gave you 2 modifications, and now it's time to talk. Is it approved or is it busted? And for me, guys, I have to tell you this one gets a full, wholehearted approval. And here's why. Even in the pure technique, I feel like we can use it straight up, but here's where. If I take and do a wide section right in the back of the head, it doesn't matter if I have dark spots because quite frankly, the sun doesn't shine there anyways. So why not do the technique? Give you lots of time, make up some time when you're doing these kind of techniques. And if you use those 2 modifications, you've got everything that you need for all of your clients. That is gonna get a 2 thumbs up from me. And that's it for today on Hairbusters.